Call all Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Shalom to the house of David, the church of the saints, the one third, the elect, consists of men, women, and children. They're part of the elect to be saved, the 12 tribes of Israel. What we'll do is we'll play this clip about real life. I was watching real life telepathic children. And it's heavy because in this clip, man, it shows you a lot this devil, man, is always autistic children, and then he gives the children a whole bunch of medications, and this devil does that to suppress the mind of our people. That's why he gives vaccines to the children, all that, to suppress them and keep their minds lowered, man. To keep the vibration in their energies and their amps low. That's why this devil does what he does, especially aiming at the children of Israel, of our people, man. You know? Which actually, when you actually even like with Similac, that's poison, man. You know, when you breastfeed, the baby's brain gets bigger, his bones get stronger, you know, and actually gives the woman back her curves, man. Take all them excess water and fat out of her body. But what they do is give him Similac, give him vaccines, give him all these shots, say he's autistic and all this, autism and all this. When really, they like with my nephew, right? He's known to like have a issue. They say he got issues because he got anger problems. That's because he's lively, man. He's an Israelite. Israelite children are different from these other heathen children, man. Black, Latino, Native American children, Israelite children, they're different. They got a lively spirit. So what Esau tries to do, he tries to give them all these little categories and then take your child into behavior courses and give them drugs, and your child really get messed up, man. You know? Because our children are lively. Naturally, they're lively, man. They're gifted. You know? But that's why this devil puts so much poison into our children when they're young. And he poisons them with their music and all this garbage television, you know? That's why this new generation growing up now, forget about it. We ain't at the end, man. This next generation, we're finished. We're fucked as a people. But this shit is going to end real soon. But we're going to play this clip because it's heavy. I was watching it. And I was like, wow, that's spiritual, man. A lot of our children, they're gifted, man. You know what I'm saying? You know the scriptures say you should raise up monsters and all that. But you have a lot of our children. Now all of a sudden you have a lot of, oh, he's autistic. Oh, he has autism. He has this. He has that. But really, that's a gifted child, man. It's just that what Esau will do. Esau will just start shoving drugs down your child's throat. And now he's really jacked up. Now he's really messed up in the head with all those chemicals. They're doing a chemical imbalance in his brain. Going down to his body. We're going to play this clip. We got to be at the end, man.
In research, telepathy, or the ability to read minds, may be a real function of the brain that certain autistic children have access to.
Certain parts of the brain that autistic children have access to. You hear that? These devils know our children, we're the special people. They know Israelite children are different from heathen children, from Edomite children, Ishmaelite children, Elamite, Moabite, Ammonite children.
Although uncommon, it's not new for there to be stories of autistic children demonstrating unusual powers of the mind, such as playing unfamiliar Mozart concertos perfectly on piano, instantly solving near impossible mathematical riddles, or displaying seemingly superhuman hearing.
You hear that? Mathematical problems, playing Mozart notes perfectly, solving almost impossible mathematical problems that adults can't solve. You see that? Play that again.
Such as playing unfamiliar Mozart concertos perfectly on piano, instantly solving near impossible mathematical riddles, or displaying seemingly superhuman hearing or other heightened senses.
Superhuman hearing, or other heightened senses.
And even, in some rare cases, a heightened sixth sense, also known as extrasensory perception or telepathy.
Telepathy, reading people's minds, man. This thing is real, man. That's what these devils, these Rothschilds, elites on the left-hand side, they want that power. They wish they could have that power. You ain't getting that power, man. You ain't getting that X-Men. You ain't getting that Marvel Comics. That's us. The Israelites, the house of David.
Recently, however, neuropsychiatrist Dr. Diane Hennessy Powell, author of the ESP Enigma, The Scientific Case for Psychic Phenomena, has repeatedly demonstrated telepathic mind reading and closely supervised scientific case studies of severely autistic children, with amazingly accurate results. In this example, the allegedly...
These are supposed to be children with deficiencies and messed up in the head, right? But look, they're gifted. See what Esau does? Esau will give him a category and give him this and give him that and give your child drugs and all this shit. Mess your kids up, man. Now really, your kids really jacked up in the head.
Telepathic autistic child on the left has been asked to read the mind of the therapist on the right. They are separated by a divider screen to eliminate any possibility of peeking or cheating, and monitored by several cameras. As the therapist concentrates on each individual digit of a randomized numeric formula, she offers a representing cue card to the non-verbal...
That's why you gotta watch out with these devils, man. Your child can be gifted. Your Israelites out there, your Israelite child can be gifted, and then this devil, oh no, you got autism, he's autistic, or he's this, and shove a whole bunch of drugs down your child's throat. And now your child's really messed up. I really got demons on him. You gotta watch out with these devils, man. That's why we gotta get out of here too, man. Can't trust these devils with your children, man.
Autistic child, who selects the appropriate digit with her pencil with one hand, and then taps it onto a computer with the other. The telepath consistently scores over 90% accuracy when tested with 10 other equations.
90% accuracy, almost 100%. She's telepathically reading her mind, man. On the other side, there's a divider. She can't see her face. Explain that then. Isn't that supernatural? Isn't that unexplained? You gonna wait and see when Yahweh Shai really unleashes this thing and he gives the prophets that power. The whole world gonna know it's a power. They're gonna know it's a supernatural power. Just like they can explain this, you ain't gonna be able to explain the power, the supernatural power, the 144,000 the house of David gonna get. You devils about to see. The whole world's about to see. That's where that fame gonna come in. That's where the Lord's name is gonna be proclaimed, man. Yahweh Shai. The one and true and only living power. He's gonna give the power to the real saints, man. To the 144,000. The 144, that's right.
In the same session. And in this case, correctly identifies all 18 digits with 100% accuracy. For the science behind this, here's Ryan from the Science in 60 channel.
See, Esau always gotta come with some explanation. Oh, he can explain everything, but don't worry about it, Esau. You got explanations for everything, but why you can't explain? Go to the media and tell the American people that America's gonna be destroyed real soon in 60 minutes. Right, it's gonna take 60 minutes, 1 hour, to destroy America. Which the real science is this knowledge, man. Wisdom, knowledge, understanding. That's the real knowledge, man. In 60 minutes, America's gonna be destroyed. Why don't you put that and put that out in the media? You won't do that, right? But you got explanations for every fucking thing. But don't worry about it, because when the Lord gives the power to his servants, he gives that supernatural power, you ain't gonna be able to explain a fucking thing. You ain't gonna be able to explain shit, because you're going to slavery. We're telling you.
Though the study's been conducted several times, the mechanism is still a mystery. We all have intuitive moments that most of us chalk up to coincidence, and some of us have stronger bonds between us, like twins or mothers and their babies. Several mothers have reported the feeling that their babies needed them, followed by spontaneous lactating while they were apart. After a quick phone call home, they found out that the baby had just woken up and was ready to feed. Studies also show that kids are more intuitive than adults until the stress of day-to-day life makes them spend more time in their left brain, which is where most adults spend their time. But that's intuition. Telepathy, or mind-to-mind communication, is the next level. 10% of autistics have been found to have savant skills, which is a unique ability to access parts of the brain not normally accessible to us. Shutting down sections of the mind seems
not normally accessible to you devils. Lord's going to open up 100% of our brain real soon.
open up pathways to these latent abilities. The theory is that nonverbal autistics can access a part of the brain that allows for telepathy. We all have the abilities of savants, but they're dormant because of the dominance of the left hemisphere, especially in adults. Savants operate by directly accessing low-level, less processed information. It exists in all of our brains, but not normally to our conscious awareness. If true, it's very possible that we all have the potential to be telepathic.
And it's heavy because he said children. He said children. You hear what he said? Because the scripture, Yahweh Shai knew what he was talking about when he said that. When he said, you be as these little ones. You know? That's what Yahweh Shai knew what he was speaking about when he said that.
On call home, they found out that the baby had just woken up and was ready to feed. Studies also show that kids are more intuitive than adults until the...
Kids are more intuitive than adults. You hear that? That's why Yahweh Shai said what he said, man. He knew what he... Yahweh Shai know what he was saying when he said it. He said you gotta be as these little ones, because why? When you become reborn again, you take in everything that you grew up like knowing this fucking society, so-called school system, all this bullshit he was taught is all bullshit, and you become reborn again. I call myself black. I call myself Latino. I call myself Native American. But guess what? All that's bullshit that I learned, and now I'm reborn again. I know I'm a Hebrew Israelite. I follow the law, statutes, commandments to the best of my ability, and you absorb to what your teachers taught you, because you have teachers that are set up over you. You don't just wake up to this truth yourself. There's teachers that are set up over you. Lord put the spirit on to wake you up, and then you wake others up. So Yahushua knew what he was saying when he said that, man. The reason why he said that.
Maybe you just woken up and was ready to feed. Studies also show that kids are more intuitive than adults until the stress of day-to-day life makes them spend more time in their left brain.
You see that? Because that's why this devil oppresses the people so much with these bills. High-ass bills. You got to work 2-3 jobs to pay for an apartment that you hardly going to be in because you're working your fucking job and you're slaving. That's why he puts so much pressure upon the people and he press the people so you can't really sit down and think and really meditate. You know, all you do is concentrate on paying bills. That's the majority of our people say. Yo, man, I understand what you're saying, but I got to pay my bills. I got to do this. I got to pay that. I got to pay this. I got to pay that. That's why the scripture says what it says. When you were a child, children, when you become reborn again, they listen. At least they're supposed to listen, not this new monstrous generation. But they listen. They take in. You know? That's why the scripture say, be as these little one, man. Yeah, the 40 years of the wilderness and the children entered into the promised land and the adults died. A lot of these actual little children going to be saved, man. A lot of you adults going to fucking die. Here it is, a little child, you tell him, are you black? He says, no, I'm brown. You tell an adult, you're not black. He goes, yeah, I'm black. Your brother, you're brown. No, I'm not. I'm black. But the child will say, no, I'm brown. You see? We're going to play this last clip and we're going to close it.
It's the most basic way that we all interconnect. It was supposedly, who's to know, the way humans connected before there was even speech. One could call it mind-to-mind communication. Let's bring it down to everyday terms. It's the question of, you think of somebody, you bump into them in the street. You were on...
And that happened to me the other day. Real talk, I was thinking about this girl. I don't know why, I just thought about this girl that I know. And I looked, and I was thinking about her. And I looked to the left, boom, and she was right there on the red light. I ain't playing. She was right there. I was like, oh, shit. I was just thinking about her. And I looked to the left and she was on the red light. I said, oh, shit. That be happening a lot lately. And I noticed the more you pray, the more you start eating better. First of all, pray to Yahweh, and you start eating better. You start meditating more and you cut a lot of bullshit out of your life. The wicked-ass evil people, these motherfuckers that put you in a low frequency, you really meditate and really concentrate. Stuff like that more and more happens, man. You'll say things and it'll appear. Good.
The same wavelength. You're thinking of calling somebody, they're on the phone. And we think, oh, that's very strange. It isn't strange. It's our most basic way of being in touch. We've all heard stories, surely, of mothers who become...
You see, she had the Ouija board right there on the floor, on the table, you know? But like I said, they have the telepathic powers. These Rothschild satanic priests, they have communications with Satan. And Satan sends them minions and actually... They conjure up inaugurations, summon up spirits. And actually have convocations with spirits and all that stuff. But also on the right-hand side, we have a relationship with Yahushua, with Yahushua, the King of Kings. He communicates with us and he shows us signs. Yes, he does. He shows us signs, man. And I know this thing is real. You know what I mean? I know this thing is real. I've witnessed the Lord, Yahushua's power, man. That's all I got to say. I witnessed it, man. Myself. So I don't give a fuck if you don't believe. Fuck you. All right? I know this thing is real. I know our power is real.
Aware that their children, be they little or adult,
and the right hand is greater than the left hand,
are in some major trouble. Telepathy. Also, if you share a flat with complete strangers, after a while, you will develop telepathy between the two of you. It's not that you particularly care for them or not. I believe that the Aborigines of Australia still use the method, and they can communicate over thousands of miles, mind to mind. We, in the more supposedly modern, sophisticated world, have forgotten how to do that. But every one of us still, whether we know it or not, deals with each other with telepathy.
That's another reason why this devil always puts He puts satellites, he puts all this bullshit up in the heavens and all that, and all this negative vibrations and harp and all that, because that actually fucks up with the frequency, man. That messes up with the electric magnetic pulse of the earth, which the animals the animals actually, it messes up with the animals' GPS, because the bird's GPS is the earth, man. The EMP, electric magnetic pulse, that's a navigation. That's why you get a lot of birds dropping dead, a lot of bees dropping dead, a lot of birds ending up sick. These devils are spraying neurotoxic sprays, fishes ending up dead because the whole eco cycle is being interrupted. That's why Yahushua gotta come back and turn everything back to its proper place, man. You know? I basically want to bring that out real quick. Well, when you get edified by that, you know. Call all Yahweh Shem Yahushua, Shalom to the house of David, Church of the Saints. Men, women, and children consist of the elect. The Lord's going to give us that supernatural power to glorify Him. It's all about glorifying our power, and He's going to use some of us to show forth that power. You know, we're living in beautiful times, man. Stay strong. You know, don't let no one take your crown, man. We're living in some beautiful times, man. All that Marvel comics, Image comics, DC comics. Art imitates life, man. That's actually going to be a reality, but it's going to be greater than that. It's greater than what you see in the comics. Yahushua said, the things you do, you're going to do greater than the things you see me do, you're going to do greater. That was 2,000 years ago, man. You saw the beautiful acts He did. John 20 tells you at the last book, the last chapter tells you what? Last 2 verses. There's so many acts you couldn't fit it on the book. So the Lord's power is going to be known on earth, man. And He's going to use some of His little ones to show forth that power. And that's beautiful, man. Kol Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Shalom.